Well, it looks like the face of silver is being revealed now. You know, when they raised interest rates a slight titch, I didn't know that was going to do that much because they didn't really raise interest rates too much at all. And initially, the markets responded pretty well. Then now there's 2 days they're getting slammed in a row. So we're seeing the face of the real economy showing up. And I want to talk a little bit about some of the predictors out there on silver prices and stuff. Now, I figured when we had about a 50% retracement up to, say, about $24, oh, that might be about it. But, it's retraced below 14. So what is that, a 70% retracement? It's like 30% of what the high price was, somewhere around there. It's almost like, but, I'm a person that really I don't charge anything for this. The videos are monetized, whatever. But the thing is, if I'm looking at what videos are doing better on my channel, I can easily concentrate on something else or completely. But I really just concentrate on stuff that I want to help people with because that's the main reason I'm doing this. Because I'd be working for, as an accountant, probably more likely in a private company versus a CPA firm. But I'll give you some light on some of the things that go on behind the scenes with the brokers, the investment people, the fee-based people and stuff. Basically they're like this female here. My love, I'm ready to do everything for you, They give you the swan talk, what can I do for you and why are you going to pay me so much money? Actually, I've never really, when I was in accounting, I never really liked that type of stuff because I like being in an area where it was private enterprise and we're actually building something constructive, literally constructive as in construction. In other words, it was a hard asset. In other words, the accounting I was doing was to just keep track of how things were flowing, how things were going, where the profitability was, where the losses were, where theft might have been even. So, keeping up with all the insurance regulations, all the forms of workers' comp, the payroll regulations, the whole 9 yards. As far as, what happens in economies, there's booms and busts all the time. Now, what I'm going to really talk about here, though, is forecast. And, you look at this, forecasting the economy is like forecasting the weather. And, this might be a good indication of, how silver's going to go. This is like a forecast an official forecast for the first half of our winter, 2015 to 2016. And actually, this has probably been off. But, it's related to the markets because weather in the markets, it's like you got weathermen out there. That's what's really going on. They're using statistics. They're using historical data. They're using trends, all that kind of stuff. It's really like predicting the weather. You get it right sometimes. Sometimes you don't get it right. Sometimes you get it about right or halfway right and all that kind of garbage. Actually, this is a prediction for the first half of the winter. Actually, this is a real one. Pretty much most of them converge on this prediction. Actually, out west, they're in Denver, Colorado, and Salt Lake, Utah. They're having record snow, so the mild and dry crap didn't work out west. But it's working that way over in the Northeast. Second half of the winter, blizzard conditions. Now, you might, for the Northeast, right? But, the way I'm looking at it, the Northeast kind of represents the United States of America. We've been doing smooth sailing all along since the recovery of 2008, 2009. That was the crash, and since that time we've been having a recovery, at least on paper, right? And I argued that a lot of the recovery was coming from, the shale oil industry, way up here in the Dakotas and stuff. And a lot of it is, now that's getting decimated, that industry, due to the oil prices. And I can even tell you, with the oil prices, you don't really even know. Even the best of the best don't know. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was one of the wealthiest people in the world. He was like a multi-billionaire from Brazil, Petrobras. I forgot the damn company. But he's upside down. He's broke. He was claiming that oil was going to go higher, and he was a guy that was in the oil industry, made fortunes, billions and billions and billions, one of the wealthiest people in the world. He was claiming he was going to be the number one guy in the world because oil was going to go up, and it went down, and he's slammed. He's upside down. So the best of the best actually get it wrong. But I want to actually be talking about, some of the fee-based people. I know they're like Miss Cheesecake over here. They're all smiles. They're all telling you stuff, and they're all telling you stuff you want to hear. But, sometimes I tell people stuff they want to hear because I know if I tell people some stuff they don't want to hear, I get this really unpopular video, and I'm thinking, why the hell am I even putting it out? So, sometimes I back off a little bit on some of the stuff because, people don't want to hear too much of what they don't want to hear, right? So anyway, I want to tell you a little bit about this video I was looking at here. I thought it was pretty damn good. It's from Reverend Tacos Guidos Manarinos. Is Silver Gold Man qualified to give actionable investment advice and run and host a trading room? Actually, this guy, man, has been calling us not Reverend Tacos Manarinos. It's actually this guy. I don't know. He goes by all these aliases, connecting dots 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think YouTube's been throwing him off left and right off his channels. But the thing is, he's collecting. I forget what it was, $250 or $350 a year. I didn't even look into this shit because I don't pay attention to this guy. But actually, the Reverend Tacos Manarinos actually, asked me to, point out his video, and I'll point to a link on it. You might want to look at it. But people that ask for money directly, I'm not going to ask for money directly on this channel. Period. If I'm going to get money, I'll get it from somebody else that doesn't deserve it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ask for money on this channel. That's the thing. I'm not going to say, here's a link. I think YouTube set up some stuff with, I forgot what the hell it is. They said, just your supporters can send you gifts and alms and all this kind of crap. Well, I'll take some flesh, but as far as, money, I don't care about that. But as far as, Silver Gold Man qualified to give actionable investment advice. This is from Reverend Tacos Manarinos. He's telling us, I realize what's going on. This guy actually, Silver Gold Man, whatever the hell his name is, or connecting dots, he's actually, charging a fee. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's I don't think he's a Series 6. He's some buddy out in the La La Land claims he gets all the silver things right. And, I don't claim that. I just figure, common sense stuff. And, the thing is, with any investment, you do not recognize a gain or a loss. Like people are going, I made so much money today because, or I lost so much money today. You don't recognize a gain or loss until you a point of sale. You carry it on the books. Actually, you carry it on the books at cost or market. If the market's lower, you might have to adjust down the books if the market's significantly lower. You don't adjust the books up for market. You never do that, okay? But he's also got some stuff. You can look at this video. He's got some other stuff. This SGM, whatever the hell his name is. He's got some stuff where he wants money to get some kind of Geiger counter to check the radiation. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but. Watch out when you're freaking giving money. I don't think any of my people in my channel are that stupid to do that. Get a radiac meter and check for the freaking radiation coming over from something, and I'm a charity, and I'm like, the guy's a charity. That's another thing to watch for 501(c). Some ways I almost agree with President Obama on this deal. These 501(c)s are being abused to the max. Oh, God, man. You look at Pastor Lindsey Williams with his freaking... what do you call it? The $95 DVDs. Here's my response to Pastor Williams. You don't know what the fuck I be motherfucking knowing. You know what I mean? That's my response to Pastor Lindsey Williams, man. The guy's been freaking charging $95 a DVD for freaking crap information, basically, from the elite guys, man. So anyway, I do understand a lot of stuff, though, and the best of the best do screw up. I know that. When silver went down, actually, what did I buy silver at? Between 16 and 18, I bought a little bit about in the upper 20s, a little bit. Palladium, I'm way the hell up on. Everybody knocked me for buying Palladium. I'm way the hell up on it. I bought it between 175 and 220. Okay? And I haven't sold it because I could have just sold it before, but I was thinking, I'm in for the long term. I don't give a shit. I'll hold on to it. I think it's going to go over the price of gold. I think gold's going to go over 2,000. So I'm going to hold it, okay? I don't care, man. I'm not, you see, with high risk, high reward assets, you don't freaking, just, I'm going to buy it now. I'm not a day trader, man. I don't play games like that, I did a little bit of that shit, and actually I did score pretty damn big on it a couple times. But I don't really give a damn about it, I don't give a damn about it. So, the thing is, you got to chill out. And you got to watch out for, the people that are actually looking for fees. They're actually looking for direct fees on investment advice. And, you could actually sign up with, what the hell is it? David Morgan's got some stuff out there. I personally don't trust that guy because I told people many times over. He sold, he said he got lucky. He sold on, what was it, April 28th or 27th, 28th in 2011 on Thursday, the exact day that silver was at the peak. And he said he got lucky, but he didn't tell his subscribers that stuff. So, anyway, but, he's a lot better and a lot cheaper than, the other guy out there that supposedly knows everything. So, I think we're in deep shit, though, in this country, besides, what's going on in the economy. I think Hillary is probably going to be president, and this will be the motorcycle she'll be riding if she ever rides one, because she's going to be, that's just how she is, man, As a matter of fact, Bernie Sanders is actually bitching big time about, the Democratic Party setting him up and all this kind of garbage, that the Democratic National Committee is basically fixing everything so Hillary definitely gets it, which I already figured because she's a ringer for the elite. We're in deep shit. Now, I'm going to tell you something else on this video because, we need to work as a team, not only as a team, like I'm not talking about YouTube and all this kind of crap like we were talking about. Well, I mean, it's good to work as a team on YouTube, but I mean, I think on YouTube, actually, there's a lot of people that are just very narcissistic opportunists playing to the crowd, just for money. A lot of people are like that. Now, some people have maybe accused me that I'm doing yeah, I know the channel's monetized, but the thing is, I'm not going to freaking work for freaking absolutely free. But the thing is, I can make way more money just being an accountant. And I'm disgusted with those people, and I'll tell you right now that a lot of these professional people, when there's the time I think will come that there's going to be a major financial collapse, you're going to go to your broker. See, the FDIC doesn't guarantee your brokerage accounts. And the FDIC doesn't even have enough to freaking guarantee you what's in your bank. But if there's a major problem comes up in the economy, first off, they'll just tell you the value of all these stocks and all these bonds and everything just went down. They'll tell you that, all these things that you're holding in your portfolio just went down. But on top of it, I think the brokerage house is going to have problems. And you know what they'll do? The people that are in these brokers, I don't even know how they're paying these guys. I mean, these guys, they make, if they're Series 6 or Series 7, as long as they have that qualification, they talk a good line, they get clients, they get, say, even $20 million under their belt in clients. They're getting over $100,000 in fees. Basically, not do too much. Every once in a while, a client calls them up, give me a statement, give me this, whatever. And, if something goes wrong, it goes wrong across the board. And they can play like they don't have nothing to do with it, But the thing is, if there's actually a problem where the clients can't get their money out of the brokers, I'll guarantee you these guys are going to be vaporware. And on top of it, what I'm really pointing out, too, is I really don't know how the system pays these brokers these fat fees. It's like, for instance, if you are you're investing in, a pile of hay stacked up in a barn someplace, right? And, you're thinking, well, I got this hay over here. We're all investing in hay, right? We got a piece of the hay. And you got a guy out there sitting on a desk in front of the hay, and he's getting $100,000 a year to basically give you a statement on the hay. You know what I mean? How is this guy getting paid? I think he's getting paid through the underlying assets that he's supposedly watching. In other words, he's skimming it off the top one way or the other. Even though he's not personally doing that, the system is doing that for him. So I think there's a lot of problems coming up, man. You know what I mean? And nobody's going to, these suits are going to be like, they don't give a shit. They don't give a damn. Now, if we really wanted to work as a team, well, we could do this. And, this is the one thing. Everybody looks at silver like this, and they say, how much is my silver worth in what? Dollars, right? U.S. dollars. This is the thing that cracks me up. They feel good when it goes up in dollars. They feel bad when it goes down in dollars, right? Which, the way I feel that way too, right? But the thing is, say, for instance, you really wanted a silver-based economy, and people started just doing it. Like they said, hey, I'm going to go put your driveway in. I want to get paid so many ounces of silver. You're going to, I'm going to fix your car. I want to get paid. I'm going to get paid for it in silver, or I'm going to make payments to the farmer in silver, and then I'll get food in exchange for silver. If people started doing that, oh boy, there'd be a major problem. But nobody's really doing that. People were doing that when silver was going up over $40 an ounce, but they're not doing it now when it's cheap, which is crazy because this would really be the time to do it. I mean, I'd gladly, if somebody was going to say, I'll go pay you in silver instead of freaking, greenbacks. I'd be like, okay, I don't give a damn. I'm not buying more silver. I don't know if I'm going to buy that much more silver because it's like I got a lot of silver and I got palladium and platinum and gold and shit. And I'm like, how much of this crap do you get, man? I mean, come on. I mean, you don't need. I'm pretty lopsided on the stuff as it is, So, but the way I look at it is, the economy in the United States is going to actually go back to a time when it was like a lot slower. Where people are going to right now with the Trans-Pacific Partnership and everything, the only thing that's going to save our ass is cottage industry. So, people actually just getting on hands-on and doing this stuff on their own because, but that's the thing. People actually that are like, a lot of times, people that are, well, it depends. Some people that are silver investors just want to sit back on their easy chair and get a pile of money, greenbacks, go buy shit made in China. I'm not here to support those kind of people. I'm here to tell you that I think that with Big Brother watching us in all our electronic accounts, and the fact that the government can pull up any of your electronic accounts, and even if, say, you made an investment in silver at $22 or $24 or whatever the hell it is, and it went down, the fact is that's your investment. You own it, and yeah, you're down right now. Now you're down. You're not losing until you sell it. But the point is, the government can't freaking come along and say, I could see what's in your electronic account and say, take it. They don't have an idea of what you have. That's why I have 3 ounces of silver and 1 ounce of palladium, and that's it. So, but the reality of the situation is, it's off the grid. It's off the screen. Basically, silver's an off the grid investment. They don't like it for that reason. That's why it is a good investment right there. It's like, I don't know if it's ever going to be money again, but who cares if it's money? The thing is, if it never becomes money or whatever, I don't give a damn. The way I'm looking at it is, it's easy to store, it's easy to hold, it's easy to pick up, it's easy to move to one place to another. It's readily liquid into the currency of whatever country there is because there is a spot market which is doing shit right now, which actually did better today because maybe the fear is out there on with the massive, the tiny interest rate hike and everybody's running scared, man. That's crazy. But, thing is, when it does go up, it's going to go up exponentially, and that's where people get thrown off, and that's when people are all going to buy into it, and I'm going to be like selling it probably. I don't know what I'll be buying, real estate, maybe even classic cars, because I think at the time that silver goes up, there's going to be major problems in the economy, and classic cars are to be like basically a non-essential asset that people are to be just dumping. They're going to look at it like, I bought this 69 Roadrunner or some shit, Plymouth, whatever the hell it is, for $80,000, and I'm sitting at this, looking at this thing, and it's not worth that anymore. It could be worth back to $15,000 for crying out loud. And then I'll buy it. I think that's what's going to happen. But in the meantime, a lot of people are just kind of frustrated with this stuff, and they're looking for answers. But I'm telling you, don't look for answers from people that are fee-based. Yeah, I know my channel's monetized, but I have a lot of different stuff on here. I don't just talk about silver. I got a lot of different stuff. And you notice I'm not out here to screw somebody and say, buy my Amex account or something, or do this or give me money. I'm not doing that. I'm out here to actually help people. I think when the situation changes, it's going to change fast. And I always said that the real catalyst to silver going up is war. In the meantime, just sit back and don't pee on the motorcycle seat, whatever this girl's doing here. I don't know what she's doing. It's kind of weird how she's sitting on this thing. It looks like she's peeing on a thing. I don't know what she's doing. But anyway. But the thing is, shit. I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, the thing is, people are, basically the suits are full of shit. I can tell you that right now. Fee-based people are always, that's all they're about. That's all they do is talk. I'm hands-on and I could talk. I do both, right? The thing is that fee-based people, like in other words, if you work in a fee-based outfit or whatever the hell it is, you run timesheets, you've got billing rates, $150 to $500 an hour. For some places they're $500 an hour or more, but most places are $150 an hour or maybe $100 an hour even. And you fill out all these timesheets in these little blocks of 15-minute times and stuff, and you do that, But what I'm looking at is, they're always looking to keep you on as a client, and they got to tell you stuff you want to hear. I mean, that's really what goes on. As far as what's going on in the economy, I can tell you right now, the economy in America and worldwide sucks. That's really a fact. I don't know how the hell they're going to pull their way out of it. I think it's beyond just doing massive QE. Probably what's going to happen is there's going to be global war, and that's what's going to bring the metals up to astronomical rates in all the commodities. As a matter of fact, one place you're probably going to be able to mine commodities on Google cars, man. There's a lot of commodities in there, precious metals and all that electronic shit, Anyway, so in the meantime, just want to tell you, these subscriber things and all, where people are charging you money, to pay me. And I know that people can't work for nothing. Like, I'm not doing this exactly for nothing, right? I know that, right? But what I'm saying is, where people are saying, give me so much money, and it's going to charity or whatever the hell it is, that's bullshit, You gotta, I think people on my channel are smarter than that anyway, so. But the thing is, there's so many people out there ready to freaking hustle you. And basically, everybody out there that's on the financial channels, you're basically like weathermen. And, the weathermen don't always get it right. And sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. But what's interesting, too, when I'm talking about this weather forecast, the ones that have been right more in the last several years than anybody is the Farmer's Almanac. And you know why the Farmer's Almanac has been right? Because they're going by a formula that goes all the way back to the 1700s, an old school formula that is actually goes off the sunspots and the solar activity and all this kind of stuff like that. In other words, it goes off some of the most basic tenets of what really drives weather on its Earth. So when you're thinking about silver, think about the most basic things that drive markets and economies and cause countries to do good or countries to go in default on, in a most basic way, right? And you look at it that way, kind of like, I could say I'm more like the Farmer's Almanac of silver, okay? In other words, I'm disagreeing with a lot of the major media out there. And, they'll tell you it's a bad investment. But I'm going by old tenets. And the old tenets, a lot of times, are correct. And that's really what you got to look for. You got to look at the basics. But going beyond that, like to say that what silver is going to be next week or next month, I think that, one thing I went on a limb on it was that I figured silver was going to jump up a lot by this time, or around 2015, 2016, due to a major war in the Middle East. And that didn't happen. If there was a major war in the Middle East, it would have jumped like crazy. A real major war. Not like the normal crazy killing they got going on that's everyday average over there. But I mean, like the Saudis' oil refineries got hit and all this kind of garbage, and Saudis and Iran was duking it out left and right. Yeah, the silver would go like through the roof along with the oil, the gold, and all that other stuff. And that may happen. Because I want to leave you with this thought. Because, J.P. Morgan Chase, they've been investing in silver like crazy. They got a bigger position in silver than anybody. They're loaded down with silver. They're not stupid. They're biding their time. That doesn't mean they put all their money into silver. But the time will come, and they'll be selling at very high prices. And unfortunately, the people they're probably going to mainly sell it to is the middle class. Because the middle class is all going to jump in on this investment after it starts showing serious signs of life and starts going hyperbolic. Then these people are going to be telling them the sky's falling, you got to buy silver at any price, and J.P. Morgan Chase is going to be dumping it on them. No doubt about it. Okay, so I'll put a link to that video with Reverend Tacos Manarinos, and you can look at that if you want to. You don't want to, don't. I mean, I have no affiliation with him, you know. But he was calling out this guy that was like calling everybody else a shill, and I'm like, everybody's getting this crap wrong, man. Even when you get it right sometimes, like I said, what the hell did I say? I said that silver's going to go down to 24.50. It should go solidly below 26. And I figured that would be it. 22 would have been absolute freaking lowest, man. That's what I thought. But when it went below to 26, I was in the minority. And, people said, oh, you called it. But I didn't call it right after that. Jeez, it went to 14 or 13.90 or something, right? And, another thing is, too, when you're doing this analysis, even with these prices on silver, you probably, anybody's actually doing something like that, which I'm not. I'm just looking at the basics. You probably should be looking at a bunch of currencies and averaging them out. Because in certain countries, silver is not doing so bad. It's in the United States, it's doing bad because of the strong dollar. So, that's part of the freaking equation too. So, anyway, just want to leave you with that note, and have a good day, have a good Christmas and stuff, and chill out. And, if you want to buy more silver at this price, I really don't see how you can go wrong if you're going to be holding it a while. And like I said, you don't always buy it at the lowest low. You don't always sell it at the highest high. As long as you make money and you got patience, that's what it comes down to. If you know how to buy at the lowest low and sell at the highest high, you are going to be the richest person in the earth inside of a year flat, even if you started out with $100. Nobody's that damn good. Nobody. I'll just leave you with that thought.